Good evening, everyone. Thanks for coming by tonight on this Wednesday. And you know what it means on Wednesday night? It's late night with Cap. And I got a cool thing to show you real quick before we get started that, our buddy Clip R2 sent us. America! Yeah! So that will be played just as much as this. So be excited for that, hopefully. Well, I'm excited for this stream because I do have one of my favorite podcasters out there. He's the saltiest nerd out there, the Salty Nerd. Hey, Alex.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going?
Good. Just kicking it. I got invited to this thing, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds like fun." Finally, I'm not the one in charge of herding the cats and keeping the conversation going, so I can just kind of relax a little bit.
Well, thanks for coming on. You're one of my favorite podcasters, and
Thank you.
so I'm super excited that you are here, and I think we're gonna have a fun show. So I'm pretty stoked.
I heard we were talking about Bigfoot, so I'm ready to roll. Let's go.
Well, we do have yes, on Late Night with Cap, we do have a Bigfoot segment. It's a little later. We warm up stuff. What we always say is, if they don't know, not everyone on the internet might not know who you are, Salty. Even though you have like close to 7,000 subscribers, you have a big podcast, and you have meetups at coffee shops. You give out autographs. So some people might not know who you are. So why don't you go in a little bit, like who you are and why you got into this biz?
Okay, so let's see. I have to go way back to a very controversial year of 2016. I was listening to a whole bunch of movie podcasts like Collider Video, like guys like Christian Harloff and that whole crew. I think his name was John Schnepp. I think when he was still alive. I think he passed away recently, but used to listen to their stuff all the time on the way to work, on the way home. I'd just keep up with movie news, and I'd listen to them review stuff. And I was a big consumer for a long time. And then for whatever reason, when the big bad orange man got elected, like my nerd entertainment world got corrupted with like this weird heavy-handed political messaging, and I was like, hey, this is not what I'm here for. Like I come here to like leave all that behind and not have to worry about it. I want to talk about this freaking samurai movie or something, and I started getting fed up with it. I was like, every time I'd listen to somebody, they'd have to have some sly comment or some political thing or whatever pushed out in front of you, and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. So I stopped listening and I started my own thing. My first recording I ever did was on my phone, and I think I talked about when was it somebody got bought out, some big distribution company got bought out, and that was like my first podcast, was talking about like movie news, like who bought the studio or whatever. And it was a lot of fun. I kind of like dipped my toe into it, and I got my RSS feed, and I YouTubed how to like get your podcast out there on all the iTunes and all that stuff. And so I kind of did that. And then it turned into something. I had a buddy of mine. His name is Dusty. We're still friends, but we don't do the podcast together anymore. But we used to do like these super deep dives.
I heard about those.
Yeah,
Vader told me about those.
Yeah, and they all laugh at me because they're it's freaking boring. You never. I love it. I loved it, dude. Like I was learning really cool things about like what inspired Steven Spielberg to make Indiana Jones and the movies that he referenced, like Zorro and Shadow of the Incas or Secret of the Incas or something like that, an old Charleston Heston movie. And it was just so much fun to kind of dive into like all these pop culture things that I love and I grew up with, like learning where the people who made them came up with these ideas and like reference different movies that they watched when they were a kid and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. I had a blast doing it. I got like 10 views, I think, maybe if I was lucky. I would get really, really excited over like 30 views on a podcast.
Yeah,
I
do.
30 downloads. And I'm like, yeah, that's freaking awesome. I'm like, sweet, that's great. I got, I'm just one man operation. I used to edit. I used Audacity, I think, to edit my audio, and I just like YouTubed how to do it, and I got my stuff out there, and it was just kind of like a thing that I wanted to do to kind of. I felt like if anybody had a voice that could like focus on the entertainment and not have political stuff in there as much. I felt like I should
Yeah.
somebody should do it, so I figured why not me? And that's been a crazy ride ever since.
Yeah, now you have a good crew around you with your
Mm-hmm.
three amigos,
Yep.
and so you're going upward. It seems like you're hitting another 1,000 subs like almost every few months. So,
It's a
congrats.
grind. It is a grind. Thank
It
you.
is. And I know you
It's
have a
a
full-time job too, so
yeah, yeah.
not only do that, you do family life, which is also a full-time job, and then you
Yes.
also do this. So, I I um I admire that because I also have a full-time job. Maybe not as I'm not as like I don't work like crazy hours or anything, but I do have a full-time job, and then I have the family. So, and
Mm-hmm.
doing this now, it does kind of you know spread you thin a little bit. But it's
Yeah.
cool to hear where you came from because we somewhat have similar stories, but I just came later. So,
Hey,
yeah,
it's. I hope that more people jump in on this. Like, it's really easy to get caught up in the trends and get caught up in talking about these controversial things because controversy sells. Like, you get tons
it
of views
does.
doing that
Yeah,
stuff. And I personally would love to see a bit of a shift in the culture where it's not just about sensationalism, but it's just about having fun and talking about
yep,
movies like we used to. Like I feel like we used to. Like even if you didn't like a movie, you could talk shit about it and then go have fun and goof around and forget about it. Nowadays, it's like if you don't like a movie, you're if somebody else likes it and you don't, you're a horrible horrible person. And I'm like, when did this
yeah,
happen? This is
yeah. I
crazy.
don't. I noticed
So.
that at least right before in my little community, right before 2020. So
Mm,
I get that, and so if you're new here in the chat, that is one of my goals is to do a show, a channel where we don't really focus on politics. It may come around, sure, but or like the craziness of what's happening in pop culture. I'm just here talking to the people that do it on an everyday basis, and we talk about something different that they don't get a chance to talk about or
mm.
think about. So hopefully it seems to be fun for the people who keep showing up every night. So uh, I do appreciate everybody. Trust me.
Yeah, we got a really active chat right now. It's great, man.
Yeah, we do. So speaking of the chat, so let's go ahead and say hi to some people. So Broba is probably one of my number one fans of bad graphic design. He
Mm.
literally just shows up for that, and I think he leaves. But it's okay. He's a good dude. And we got Ro here. All
What's
right,
up, bro?
he helped you kind of get started, right? He kind of
I think it's a neck and neck race between him and Nick Backyard TARDIS is his YouTube channel. Those two, I think, were probably the first two people to ever listen to my podcast
okay.
and reach out to me via social media and say that they liked my stuff. So, um, those guys
Awesome.
are legit, like old school fans of the
Old school
Salty Nerd.
salty nerd fans. All right, very cool. And then we got Jacob Ironside. Hey, Jacob, thanks for stopping by. R2. So he's the one that considered encouraged me to do this. So
Mm,
you can thank him for that.
nice, good.
And then we have the redheaded daft cow. Some some call her other things like Jude or dot dot dot.
Hello, I love it. That's amazing. Thanks for being here, Jude.
And one of my favorite bartenders, by the way, I did
Mm.
hang out at his bar, Joker Voice. So
What's up, Joker?
yeah, he's always a good guy coming by.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have Andre Anderson. Sorry, I clicked on it. Read the
Seeing a
word too.
lot, seeing a lot of familiar faces here. This is
Yeah,
great. It's
they're all
awesome.
coming in from you. And I appreciate that. Thank you very much. We got 12 people watching, and again, I appreciate everything. Flaccid Phoenix, nice to see you, buddy. He says he used to listen to
Mm,
a ton of Collider. So
that was the place to go.
yeah. Um, what is Joker? I'll be on my street corner later tonight. I gotta pass out our flyers. Pass out. You do that.
Dude,
He
it's too
does. He
hot.
has
Go.
them a stack on his bar. I don't know if
I
you've ever been to
know.
his bar,
I
but
haven't yet. It's
he
on
has a
it's on
stack.
my list. I need to carve out a night where I can go hang out with Joker. It needs to happen. I don't. I'm so ridiculously busy all the
Be
time.
ready
Like,
to be like see a bunch of randoms just off the wall folks coming in with conversations. I should do my a live stream from there and just interview those people. I think
those are big. You get some weird conversations going on. Put that out there. People love that stuff.
Let's see. Redheaded Daft Cow says, "What are we all drinking tonight?"
Nothing exciting. This is. It depends on how you want to say it, but it's Yaber Mate or Yabber Mate or whatever the heck it is. It's just green tea. It's just fancy green tea with a shit ton of caffeine.
I usually have a drink. However, I forgot it.
You can go get it. I'll keep the people busy for a minute.
Share stream, right? I'll do that. Yeah. It's okay. I think I can make it through. And then we got Rogue Attraction here. Good to see you, buddy. And it looks like that's a good amount of people. I see Theme Park Casual shows up. Nice. He does what Rogue does, but on the west side. So he does the U.S. So he does theme park and hopping. And look who else showed up tonight.
Oh, the barbarian space Viking himself. He's gonna. What does he say? I'm going to start a show talking about porn. Oh yeah, hey buddy. As long as it's your own channel, do whatever you want.
Yeah, and Flassa says keep up the grind. Good job. Yep, I'm trying. So, YouTube can be awkward because like you'll post a video, right, and it will get 100 views in a short video. Will get like 100 views or 400 views, and then you'll post like something you spent like a good amount of time on, right, and you'll get like 30.
Yeah.
And you're like, what is this?
YouTube's algorithm, there's videos out there where they describe in detail like how it all works, and research for my podcast and for my YouTube channel, I've dived into it and tried to figure it out, and it's just like they create a profile for you, and if you make a video about one particular thing, it wants you to keep making the same content over and over again to grow your base, basically. So if you stray from that a little bit and you were like, oh, today I want to talk about this other cool thing that I like, then the YouTube algorithm was like, what are you doing? You're not making a video about X, you're making it about Y. Now we don't know what to do with you. And it's like,
okay,
it's so frustrating sometimes, but that's how the algorithm works. And it pushes it, I think right off the bat, it pushes it in front of 700 people, which means your thumbnail will be seen by a minimum of 700 people. Depending on how many of those people click on that thumbnail, it will get sent to another 700.
Oh.
But if those original 700 don't click on it, then it just dies.
Yeah.
It's just dead in the water.
I get it. Okay. So that kind of makes sense when you look at some of the graphs and stuff. But for my channel, one of my consistent things is this on Wednesday nights, every Wednesday night, or unless I'm on vacation or something comes up, I have a live stream, and then I do shorts of some clips from this show, and then I cut out some stuff from Bad Graphic Design. So we're gonna get into that. But you have a big fan base in Australia, right?
We have like 4 people who know us.
Oh, really? Well,
but they all happen to be in Australia, so it's a really cool small group of people in Australia that are all big fans of ours, and it was really cool.
I have something. The other day, I heard that you had you had people who watch you in Australia, and Aussies can be a little crazy, right?
That's what I love about them.
So I found this video, and we're gonna watch some things that Aussies have been doing in the last year.
Oh, God.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
And this is from a YouTube channel, one of my favorite YouTube channels actually. And it's Fail Army. I don't know if you've heard of them at all, but they show a bunch of fails. So we'll go ahead and let me know if you can hear the audio. Sometimes it doesn't work all the way. So
yeah,
okay.
That's a fucking kangaroo. Holy shit!
So here's a spider.
Oh.
And this is another Australian here.
Whoa, got some air under him, huh?
Yeah. But this is in a mall in Australia.
That guy's quitting that day. He's done.
They have hot rods.
Oh no, mate! Oh no!
That's a dirty trick. They
have really bad drivers.
Okay. No comment. No comment at all.
And animals. A ton of animals that will kill you.
Yeah, those magpies are no joke, dude.
Get in, you
And tons of bugs.
Yeah. Oh, that's just a dirty person. That's just not. No, that's not the bug's fault.
Oh, yeah.
Bad drivers again.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna speed it up here because there's this one. Like, they have rats, right?
Yeah, just like everybody.
It bit me.
Whoa.
Oh my God, it bit me. It actually bit me.
That didn't look like a rat. It looks like a.
Where that little bit is over there. They'll do it. Oh my God! If this is for TikTok.
Why? Why did she do that?
That was a hammer.
Oh,
So you watch out for hammers in Aussie. And kangaroos.
Oh. Go to your friend. Holy hell, trying to help you, buddy. Go. Look,
Like, I don't know if I want to, like, fight.
I
a
got my
kangaroo.
bike, I'm going.
Would like,
It's on my bucket list.
they seem very vicious.
It's on my bucket list. I want to box a kangaroo.
But this one is the one that really creeped me out. Right here, coming up.
Okay.
Play 9,000 pickup.
Those are baby spiders.
Yeah. Yeah, that sure is. Burn it.
And
Just burn it down.
but the mom, where's the mom, right? You're like wondering where the mom is.
Is this like an arachnophobia thing? God damn. Wait a second. Hold on. Go back a little bit. That looked fake. When it went away, it didn't like move its legs. Hold on.
It's not fake, it's real.
Hold on.
It's
No.
real. These spiders exist.
I know they exist, but that thing didn't move right. Something's wrong here. Look, watch. When it goes up, it doesn't move its legs.
It moves its legs.
I don't know.
Do you want to watch it again?
I call shenanigans on that one.
Why?
Those
Come
little
on.
ones are real for sure, but that big one, I don't know, bro. Look at it. It didn't move its legs.
Rick says it only has 6 legs.
Yeah, I
Really?
don't buy it. I don't buy it.
You don't buy that? I see 8. 1, 2,
No, there's
3,
8.
4.
Yeah, there's 8 legs, but they didn't move. It went up the wall, like it hovered up the wall. That's not how.
And people seem to want to feed the animals out there. Why?
Is that a dingo?
It's a fox.
Oh, okay.
Or something like
Foxes
it.
are cute. Is it gonna bite him?
Ow!
Yeah, bro. What did you? Yeah. Don't yell at it. It's your fault, you dummy. Why is he yelling at the fox? He
I
stuck his
have
finger
no
in its mouth.
But
God, people are so stupid.
they are. They have these like slides of sand too. Have you seen those? I'm trying to
No.
find it here real quick.
Like surfing through the dunes. We have that out here in Vegas.
Or they run down it. So like this one here.
Oh, this seems like a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, they have
Okay.
that.
Drunken
But-
beach parties are awesome. That's fine. Here we go. Okay. Oh.
More bad driving.
His wheel fell off?
Yeah. See the gator?
I do.
And it jumped on that guy.
Whoa. Did you see the mouth on that thing? That was crazy.
Yeah. What? Here. He like.
Does Fail Nation not or Fail Army not copyright claim your stuff? This is great.
So far they haven't.
That's
so.
pretty good. Lucky you.
But yeah, I don't show too much of it, but I just saw that video and I was like, when I see some Aussies in the chat and every now and then, like,
yeah.
you
Aussies
all
are
have,
awesome.
like, crazy animals, crazy events that just happen.
Funny that you should say that because I was just watching this video from a guy from Australia was talking about like, you Americans always think that like we have these crazy, animals in our country that were like, oh, I'm never going there. They have things that'll kill you. And he's like, but you guys have freaking grizzly bears and
We
cats in like cats the size of cars called mountain lions up just like in the wilderness that you could go hiking in. He's like, you guys have some freaking crazy animals yourselves, and he's legit. That's correct. Like you could go hiking out here in the mountains, and you could be eaten by a cat.
Yeah,
you could be straight up being eaten by a cat.
Yeah, I think everybody has something, but it just seems like they have like the things that should be cute, right, and kind.
Yeah.
They attack you.
Aren't koala bears like super aggressive too? Like they'll.
Yeah. I think they can literally kill you.
Now
I have heard the rumor of people up north in Canada and Alaska that polar bears are mating with grizzly bears, and there have been sightings and people talking about polar grizzlies. Now, can you imagine how big? The polar bears are giant. They're
polar bears are huge.
Yeah, and they're mating with grizzlies. One bear I don't think I want to.
I wouldn't want to mess with either of them. Like grizzly bears will smack your head off with like one swipe. You know, their freaking paws are huge. They'll just hit you and you're gone. Did you hear that freaking grizzly bear guy up in Alaska got eaten that a while back? But and then polar bears like don't give any shits. Like they will.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like you have a grizzly.
Yeah.
Then you have the polar bear. I think it would be pretty.
Do we have a picture of one of those? Have you ever seen a grizzly bear with no hair?
No.
Oh, bro, Google that like right now. It is horrendously terrifying. Like it is the scariest creature I have ever seen. Real quick, just Google grizzly bear with no fur or no hair or whatever. It's horrifying.
All right, it's the first search that comes up, so obviously this is something. Oh my gosh. Real.
It doesn't look real. It looks like something out of a nightmare.
All right, let me make sure to find I'm just going to share the whole thing because everybody's got to see this thing. There's nothing crazy on here. You'll be fine, people.
It's just a hairless grizzly bear.
Look at these things. Like, what is this?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
That looks like a werewolf.
Right? See if you can find a scary looking one. That one looks like he's sad, like he's got a disease or something. But there's like
this one.
No, yeah, that one looks really sad. Yeah.
Why did they have no hair? They just fell off.
I don't know. But yeah, there's one right there. He's kind of like standing in the road right there.
I think I know.
Up and to your left a little bit.
Right here.
Left.
No.
My left. Your
left.
Your right.
Oh, jeez.
Right, he's in the road. He's got the green grass next to him.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that, dude. That's scary. I mean, that one's obviously sick. He looks a little bit skinny, but
yeah.
Like if you were to see
this
that,
guy's like, why are you looking at me?
Like this is why I think like if somebody saw that in the wilderness, like when they were camping or something, like this is what creates these myths of like these like creatures out in the woods.
Yeah, I mean, true. It could very well. I mean, if you saw this and you didn't know that was a bear, you would definitely say,
yeah. I'm like, oh, that's a chupacabra, like 100%.
Yeah,
it's terrifying.
Well, thanks for sharing that with me. Now I'm gonna have nightmares.
I look up weird things on the internet sometimes. And I follow Nature is Metal on Instagram.
The chairman says they're bears with severe mange. Yeah,
mange. Okay.
Broba does say it's a chupacabra.
That's what I'm telling you, dude. I love those myths and like trying to figure out like where they might have come from. And when the first time I saw like I just was like scrolling through and I saw a picture of a bear with no hair on it. I was like, oh, like that looks like a drawing of like a chupacabra or something like that, like something that somebody would see out there and like, oh my god, I saw this man bear or this man wolf or whatever out in the woods. It was walking on its hind legs. Like, oh yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah, but Rick says I feel confident on my chances against a mountain lion, but I would crap my pants if I saw a bear. Really, dude?
Confident against a mountain lion? Are you?
I learn everything. I learn like a new thing every Wednesday night with Rick. That should be a segment
against dude. Mountain lions are like 500 pounds of pure muscle that want to just eat your skull.
Man, bear, pig.
Like man, bear, pig. Terrifying. That was in a movie, I think. It was called Death Stalker.
South Park. Yeah. Vader would say he would die. I think he would too.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry, because a bear, you can like kind of scare it off. And, like,
Kadish is in the chat. Bears beats
he is.
Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
Dwight
That's so funny.
Schrute. Best fictional character ever written.
Vanquish says, I've played Far Cry enough. I can take on any bear or mountain lion. Bro, it's not a video game. That's like saying you're going to go to war after playing Call of Duty.
Which Far Cry? Have you ever played the Far Cry games, JT?
Yeah, I've played the one where you're in the Stone Age. Like,
oh, Primal. Is it Far Cry Primal or something like that? Or yeah.
Yeah, I've played one of them where you were on like an island of craziness. So.
Okay, that's probably the first one because you're on an island in the first one.
I haven't really played much.
So. Okay, I've played, I think at this point, all of them. So the first one was an island, and there's like mutant animals and like crazy genetic experiments going on. Second one, you're in the African savannah, and you're taking down like a big warlord guy.
Now I have people sending me stuff.
Oh God.
Yeah. It's usually from R2.
Are you a big gamer? Do you game a lot, or is it something that you wish you could do?
Oh, he did. He just sent me a picture of what a polar grizzly looks like.
Oh, they have one, or is this like a rendering?
No, this looks pretty real.
Oh God, that's terrible.
We'll share this, and then I'll answer your question.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. It's your show.
Here, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just a slightly off-white bear.
Yeah, but I think it's bigger.
Is it bigger? There's no size reference here.
He didn't send me specs. I mean, he's not a very good researcher. So.
There's no Jamie.
No.
Jamie, pull that up for us.
It's okay. Looks like a bear. Yeah, I mean, it would look like a bear, but I'm assuming it'll be bigger and meaner. So, but I do game. Yes, right now I'm playing. I'm replaying God of War 4. Yeah, 4. So the one where you go to like fight Thor and the Nordic.
I've never played any of the God of War games.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Normally, I'm a big fan of like Red Dead and some of the Mafia games. Those are
Red Dead that game franchise, the Red Dead Redemption franchise, is freaking awesome. It's so much fun. Like you can get lost in that stuff.
Yeah, if I went on like a hideaway for like a month, I'd probably play a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I'm stuck on Fortnite, but
there's a couple of games that I've played where like there's only very few that I would want to live in the world that I'm playing, and like Red Dead Redemption is one of them. Like being back in the 1800s West, West Coast, like it sounds like it would be such a freaking crazy thrill ride, like being a bounty hunter and stuff like that. It's awesome.
Red Dead was fun. Even the first one. What always got me was you had to be like the mechanics of the weapon. So like it wasn't like you could literally just shoot somebody by accident. And
yeah.
Sorry, bro. I shot your toe off.
And the other game that I fell in love with, and it's just the first one because the second one went real south. But The Last of Us, like that was one of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah, I haven't played the second one, but the first one is a fantastic game. And then someone in the chat, I saw it. Ghost of Tsushima. That's a great game. If you're a fan of any like martial art movies, like Kung Fu or anything like the Seven Samurai or anything like that, you would get a kick out of this game because there's side quests where you go and have epic sword battles. And you're literally like you're just cruising on your horse, right? And you're walking up against a waterfall, and there's some dude sitting on a rock with like a really epic hat, and he's got his sword, and he's like, "Bring it!" And you're like, "Okay, well." And then you got all the movie effects, and it's really really a great game. So
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, you should. I was thinking about replaying it again, but this is when we're gonna get into some bad graphic design, and this one might shock you a little bit.
Is it mine?
No, yours is not bad. Don't harp on your own stuff. As you know, and people in the community, On the side I do some graphic art, so every now and then I look for bad graphic design, and I like to laugh at it or just kind of say, why did you do it this way? And sometimes it's a mistake. Sometimes they just don't know how bad it is, or they just don't have other people look at it. So we're gonna get into bad graphic design, and this is Boba Fett's favorite. So if he's still here, it'd be great. So now again, Alex has not seen these before. No one who comes on my show and talks about bad graphic design have not seen these pictures. So the emotions from Alex that you're going to see are real.
I have no emotions. I'm
This is this is a CD, DVD from Vegas Vacation. And if you've seen this movie, it's Chevy Chase. You know, he goes to Vegas. He's on top of a roulette table. You're from Vegas, so you know all about those. Yep. But however, whoever designed this, I don't know if this was intentional just to be funny, but if you put it on one of these CD holders, you got this.
Okay. So immediately I'm wondering what the art on the actual case looks like, because if it's just him doing that little stance and they just plastered it on the CD, it might not be intentional. Otherwise, somebody did that on purpose.
I'm gonna say on purpose.
Okay. I mean, it fits. It's Chevy Chase, you know, like it's not outside of the realm of possibility for them to have decided to do that. That's it's either genius or just insanely lucky.
If I designed this and I didn't think about it and this happened, I would admit that I did it on purpose.
Yeah, you'd claim it. You'd claim it for sure. You'd be like, oh no, I meant to do that the entire time. I'm brilliant.
The expression alone and him with his arms out makes it 10 times better, right?
Yes. I'm curious what happens if you have like a tan colored CD holder, if that would make it better. Do they make tan CD holders? I haven't seen a CD holder in like 15 years, so I don't know.
Neither have I. So I see. This is what you miss out with digital media, right? You have fun stuff like that. R2 says this is the poster, so this is what he looks like on the poster.
Okay, so it might not be intentional. That might just be a happy coincidence.
Vader says he's doing his arm exercises.
Yes, that's a reference from Orgasmo.
Yeah, that's like another classic.
If you say so.
So this is one of those funny ones where it's just bad placement, and either they did it on purpose or.
I'm actually kind of curious about this like knitted cushion that it's sitting on. Like that thing looks.
Oh,
like
you're more curious about the knitted cushion.
Yeah, what's going on with this? Is this like somebody's grandmother's house? What's happening?
Probably. That's who only owns DVDs now.
Is that a pumpkin? Is that a pumpkin that it's sitting on with the leaf right there?
Yeah, I believe that is a pumpkin.
Pumpkin.
Good observation.
Hey, man. I don't know. I like puzzles, I guess.
Is that a? Don't mind the Chevy Chase thing. Is that a pumpkin?
Yeah. Can you move Chevy Chase out of the way so I can see the pumpkin cushion? I'm really curious what this looks like.
R2 says that's a rug
from Big Lots. Does Big Lots still exist? I thought it was like a Tours R Us type.
There's one down the front for me.
Okay.
All right. So this is another example of kind of what were you thinking, and it is for a kid, unfortunately.
Oh, I see what happened there. Yeah.
Again, the face sells the mistake.
That is an oddly shaped penis, though. That's really unfortunate for the monkey.
Some people
it could be its tail. I mean, you could get away with saying it's a tail, you know, if you painted it brown, I guess. But then it might look like a weird poop. So there's really no getting away from this. This is just going to be bad in every way.
Did it? Yeah. Broba says mistake. Yeah, it's a coat hanger tail. Sure.
Yeah. Sure. I don't know, man.
Vader doesn't see a problem with it.
He's like, I got one hanging on my wall right now.
What do you mean? I got like 5 of those things, right?
I guess the other question you have to ask is like whether or not somebody who doesn't have a perverted mind wouldn't see that. Like I could see some Wisconsin mom be like, "Oh, this is just a really nice hook. It's totally fine. It's just a monkey, don't you know?" It's like somebody like that, just real innocently.
Pick out Wisconsin moms.
Oh, well, Wisconsin moms are the best. They're innocent and they're kind and they make great food and
I know some Wisconsin moms, so I'll be sure to tell them that.
Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Are you? I don't. I mean, they seem nice, but Vader says Wisconsin moms are freaks, bro.
Well, that's because they don't have anything to do with their time.
Yeah. Winter is forever up there.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And I don't mean to be on this stiff topic, but the next one is a logo, and it was a neat idea, but they probably should have not picked this one.
Doughboys?
Yeah, you gotta.
Okay. All right, so DB. I don't know what's the stuff. What is the thing on the top? What is that? Pizza, salad, and panini. So what's with the circles on the top? Is that supposed to be a pizza with a bite out of it? That doesn't make any sense.
It kind of looks like a candle. Kind of looks like
I could see candle. Maybe, but this is a restaurant. I'm assuming Doughboys Pizza Salad Panini. What the fuck is a salad doing there? Why is it a salad? Pizza and panini I can get because they're both like.
Are you missing the? Everyone else is seeing the big.
Oh no, I see it. I'm trying to think of like what they thought they were doing. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I got the joke. I'm trying to figure out. Like, I'm trying to put myself in their shoes.
Yeah. Okay. I see.
DB. I'm trying to understand where they were coming from with this, and I get the DB. That makes total sense.
I'm gonna say steam from the food.
Yeah, it's 2 circles and then a smaller circle cut out.
Vader said he's very offended by my show already.
Oh yeah, it's very dirty. I'm also really curious about the salad thing. What the hell's going on with the salad? Salad does not fit.
Does not. Well, I mean, you never had a pizza and a salad?
No, salad's for freaking rabbits, bro. I don't eat salad.
I had a salad the other day, so I guess.
I live by Ron Swanson's rules, man. You're trying to give me the food that my food eats, like it's not gonna work.
I think I need to play a clip real quick to make sure I'm no longer a rabbit.
Yeah. You need to get Ron Swanson clips. Listen,
I should. You're right.
That scene where he's at the deli and he's like, "Listen, I think you might have confused what I said. What I told you was, give me all of your bacon and eggs." Like that, you need that clip in your show.
Okay, I know a guy that does a really good job on clips. So.
Oh yeah, cool. Right on, perfect. These poor bastards, though. This is a really unfortunate choice for logos. They might have been able to get away with it without the freaking thing on the top. DB, it's fine.
Yes.
Personally, I would have gone with a different color palette because this like flesh-colored yellow thing is not working for me. It's very flat, and then it has just like a darker yellow for the logo. Like, we need some color. You need to make the D and the B 2 different colors, and you need to kind of flash this up a little bit.
I would agree. I get the idea where they came from on this one, but again, I don't know because they even use that same little circle.
This is kind of my bag though, because I actually design. I can't say I design things, but I play around with logos in my spare time on my phone. I have an app that helps me make logos and stuff.
Okay.
So this is right up my alley. This is perfect.
Rick said he just sent me the Ron Swanson talking meat.
Oh, perfect.
Thanks, bud. So, yeah. I mean, I found these. I thought it would be funny.
Yeah. That's
I didn't think you would be too offended by these. So.
No, of course not.
Some people.
Are you kidding me? You've seen my show, bro. Like,
when I saw this one, okay. Backstory in this one. This was shared to me by someone in my household. So
Okay.
my
So
wife said, you have to show this one.
is this a real company?
Yeah.
We should Google it and see what their website looks like.
I'm
on.
sure they have.
Hold on. I'm going to
Go
do it
ahead.
right now. Doughboys. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going with the show. I'm listening. I'm just going to pull
All
this
right.
up.
So the next one, it's not really bad, but I know you're a fan of Cobra Kai.
I do
And
like that show.
I think if you saw this poster, you would immediately sign your kid up for karate.
Okay, show me. Kids, adults, real. I don't even know what that word is.
Anti-abduction.
Anti.
Nothing for the T. Just a guy kicking, and then everyone.
Kids, adults, real, anti-abduction, everyone. I think they just
Karate
learned,
is for kids.
maybe English isn't their first language. That could be the reasoning. Otherwise, this is just atrocious. It's never a good thing to put kids and adults on the same billboard. It's like when people see those two words together, things get weird. Immediately, things get weird.
Now you also have, but I don't know. They try to put like two words on the A. Anti-abduction. But I think it's supposed to say karate, karate's for kids, adults, real anti-abduction for everyone.
But like,
there's no for.
Yeah, there's no for.
Just a dude kicking.
That's awful.
There's some guy out there like Johnny Lawrence, right? It was just like, I want this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Billy Zabka's out there right now. Look, what's wrong with my sign? It's perfect. For sure. He's drinking a freaking a Coors Banquet beer.
He doesn't see an issue with this one.
Again, I fail to see the issue. Yeah.
I don't know. If I saw this, I may sign my kid up for karate because just out of respect to the dude kicking.
No. Have you ever seen? There's a YouTube, maybe a YouTube channel, but there's definitely like an Instagram channel that's dedicated to just showing complete bullshit artists that teach like self-defense and karate. Oh god, it's amazing. I think it's something dojo. I gotta look it up. But they do videos of like these seminars with these guys who obviously have no idea what they're talking about, try to teach people karate, and it's just complete bullshit. But it's hilarious because it's so obvious.
Check that out.
Yeah, you got it. I found it out. It's something dojo. I can see the logo in my head. I already know what it looks like. I just have to like look it up on Instagram real quick. But their videos are so freaking funny, dude. They're so funny. Like you'll get this old dude, like balding, kind of fat, like not really in shape, and he's like teaching like an entire classroom full of people how to like do takedowns, but he's obviously not trained in any kind of self-defense whatsoever.
So it's like the guy from there's that with the American Pants and
exactly like that. Yeah, in Napoleon Dynamite.
Napoleon Dynamite, yeah.
Yes, yeah. It's just
like
roundhouse
that. Kick you.
Yeah.
Well,
hold my wrist. No, my
hold
other
my
wrist. Yeah.
My other one.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah. I can see if that guy really exists.
So it's Mick Dojo Life.
Okay.
And here, I'll see if I don't know if it'll show up on here, but here's the account. Mick Dojo Life. It's
yeah, you're good.
Yeah, they're amazing. Follow them.
Yeah, Rick just mentioned that in the chat. We just didn't see it.
Perfect.
Well, there you go.
We got our
There's
Jamie.
the bad graphic design. So thanks for showing up for that.
Is that real?
Yeah, that is a real sign. That's poster.
Amazing.
So if you're looking for advice or a designer, or if you just want to follow some of my work, you can follow me here on Instagram or come on the show here and I can laugh at bad graphic design with any guests that I have. So be good to see you doing that. So there's a lot of bad design out there. So I think I have like a long list of things to show. So if you have anything out there, share it with me.
I feel less bad about my iPhone logo that I made. Like
you got a good one. It looks.
Yeah, I feel less bad now.
Professional.
Maybe I'm a little bit talented. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah. Someone in the chat said, I think it was Joker Voice. He likes what you do. So. Maybe Steven Seagal is the guy you're talking about.
He would definitely qualify as that person, but not specifically the one I'm talking about.
Well, you were talking about Bigfoot earlier, right?
Yes, I
So
love
I have
Bigfoot
two clips
stories.
that people sent me that could be Bigfoot.
Oh, okay, go for it.
So again, every night on Light Night with Cap, we do Cap's Bigfoot report. So, like I said, we're gonna look at some videos that could be Bigfoot, and of course, I lost the folder. Look at that.
Oh no.
Rookie mistakes, man. No, I'll find it. It's just happens. No, I got it. Here you go. So the first one, this is a guy. He's kind of walking in the grass, and let's see if you think it is what it is.
Okay.
He's running.
What the? Dude, holy shit! Did you see that?
Yeah, running.
Immediately no. Immediately no. So
See that black thing right there?
No, I see. Yeah, I get that.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. What I'm saying is, this guy's the guy with the camera. His reaction to what's happening is
What the? Dude, holy.
That's immediately fake because that dude's running for his life, right?
Yeah.
He's running away from whatever that was. The guy with the camera, instead of following his friend after seeing this figure, he then runs
to it.
towards it.
Okay.
So immediately debunks.
What do you think it was? Like maybe a little bear or something?
Could have been a bear. Yeah, black bear for sure. Those things are pretty big. They get up to like 6 feet tall or so, and they run pretty quick. They can run up to, I think, like 20 miles an hour or maybe 25.
Yeah.
I can't remember what top speed is, but yeah. So that one I'm gonna call fake. I'm gonna call shenanigans. Nobody runs towards something that's chasing them. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's true. Well, here's another one. So let's see what you think about this one.
All right, hit me.
It's even got a creepy music. The thing walking back there, and it disappeared.
Okay, run that one for me one more time.
All right, I'm gonna turn it down just a little bit because the music's a little loud. What do you think that is? He even points to it.
Yeah, that's weird.
See, it appears and then kind of walks.
Well, it goes behind it. It goes into the trees, so you can still see it right there. It's just
it could be a Bigfoot. It could be.
It looks a little. To tell you the truth, it looks a little bit small to be a Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might be just like a spirit or something that he saw walking.
It could be anything.
Apparently, he was cruising, and all of a sudden, because this guy didn't run to it. He just kind of stood there. He was filming his friend.
So I can. This one is way more believable because he wasn't there strictly to film like a Bigfoot video. He was there filming his buddy traverse this river with his ATV, and it just so happens that they see something weird in the foliage over there. So yeah, all right, this is a better one. But it's always weird to me. It's Bigfoot videos and UFO videos. Like, we have cameras now that take 4K slow-mo everything. I can do anything on this device right here. I can film a freaking movie if I wanted to. And the quality of videos of UFOs and Bigfoot have stayed the same since the 70s.
Well, I mean, think about who's filming them. Yes, they're not really professionals.
I don't know.
Jacob says he's seen Bigfoot. She's an actress called Brie Larson.
Oh, she's got fucked up feet. Don't make fun of her like that. That's terrible.
You can make fun of her bad acting. But, we're gonna get
that
one.
Oh no.
I mean, I get it.
I forgot about Brie Larson, man. I forgot about her.
Yeah.
She hasn't been in anything since what?
She makes her own YouTube videos, so
Sure.
Well, before we end the Bigfoot talk, do you know Tabitha?
That was it?
Tabitha?
That was it?
Well, I got something else for you. It's a little not Bigfoot, but it's
okay. I was looking forward to like discussing theories and all that stuff. Let's get into Bigfoot.
If you're interested in that, and I'll go ahead and kind of give a sneak peek to the chat here, on September 14th for my birthday stream, because I will be the big 4-0. we are doing a panel group about Bigfoot. So if you're
Oh,
interested, you're more than welcome to come on. It's going to
okay.
be me, Rogue Disney or Rogue Attraction, Maria from After Weekend, and Jinja Ninja. So if you want to come on, you're more than welcome.
Okay, all right. Is the general consensus that he exists, or that he
Whatever
she
you want to
doesn't?
talk about.
Okay, all right.
You have got your own opinions.
I love being the skeptic. I love being skeptical about things. So I'm
Okay.
down if somebody wants to argue
Yeah,
with
yeah.
me.
So if
Yeah.
that works out, we may do other panels like that. Like
Okay,
every
so
other
maybe
month.
should I save my opinion about Bigfoot for that then? Maybe.
You can, but there's one thing I like to say to people that talk about Bigfoot. Great minds talk about Bigfoot.
Okay. All right, cool. So I think there probably was a Bigfoot, but it's been long since gone. I think if you look into cultures and like the Native American cultures and cultures across the sea over there in Russia and stuff like that, they talk about the Yeti and whatnot. I think these stories from old are based on something that was real, and I think it could have very easily migrated over here to the upper North American continent. But I think
there's one in Red Dead.
Yeah. Anything? Yeah, I do. I love that mission though, the Red Dead Redemption mission where you get to go kill Bigfoot. It's so sad. It's so depressing. He's like, I'm alone now.
I know.
You've killed all my family. Just end my life. And it's
Did
like,
you
oh
kill
my
him or did you
god.
let him
Oh
be?
yeah, I killed him 100%.
It would have been really cool if you didn't kill him, like if he was like your buddy and like your sidekick.
No, I think
you can like send him off to do things.
That would be dope. Like, hey, I want you to go wreck this guy's freaking little camp. Like, okay, brah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But no, that was a super sad mission that you play in Red Dead, and you feel like an asshole after you're done with it. But it was fun.
That's what those type of games are for.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody in modern history has seen and or filmed a Bigfoot. I think
there's been some people on this show that have said they've seen one or heard one or felt they've been around one. So
I mean, I've felt creepy. Like I go camping a lot, so I've been out in the wilderness and stuff like that, and you can feel creepy.
Yeah.
About being out there alone for sure, but that doesn't mean that there's a 7-foot gorilla looking at you. You know what I mean?
Maybe they're not 7 feet. You know,
maybe
they're. I did. Speaking of movies, I did see a movie recently where someone did they kind of like told these group of students that, hey, come over to my cabin. I've seen Bigfoot. You can film it. Very Blair Witch. And he kind of tricks them into thinking, that he's Bigfoot. But eventually they find something else that's even darker in the woods. It's like Bigfoot stories or chronicles or something like that. It's on Tubi. So
okay, there was a movie on Amazon Prime called Primal Rage, I think, and that that was a gnarly Bigfoot movie. Like Bigfoot was not messing around. He was like ripping people's heads off and stuff. It was pretty crazy.
It's not like Harry and the Hendersons?
No, I hate that movie so much.
What?
Oh my god.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, I don't know if you know Dreaming Tabitha. She was on here a few weeks ago.
Okay.
She came across, supposedly a friend of hers came across Bigfoot. So, yeah, and she's the one that kind of inspired me to do the Bigfoot stuff. So,
did you see Survivor Man's like special that he did? It wasn't his actual Survivor Man show. It was like a different thing that he did where he went to go track down Bigfoot.
No.
He does his normal thing where he just like goes out in the wilderness by himself and like films everything.
Yeah.
And he hears weird things and he wakes up in the morning and like branches are broken and stuff like that. But I'm like, this is so freaking such horseshit. And I listened to a podcast. I can't remember the name of it, but it was advertised a couple months back, maybe last year or something, where they were like, "Hey, we came out with a new podcast. It's all about the tracking down of Bigfoot," and it just ended up nowhere. And it was like, "Oh, we interviewed all these people that swear that they've seen them." And
I used to watch all those like ghost adventure shows, and they were really cool. And at first, because they seemed really genuine, right? And then all of a sudden, it just turned into everything's a demon, and
Yeah, they start reusing the same tricks over and over again, and you start to be able to
Yeah,
see
and I'm
through
like,
them.
well, the first 2 seasons, I don't think you were using tricks, man. What's going on now? So
If you're into this type of content and you want to be legitimately freaked out, look up old mining exploration videos. So these guys will go out into like the freaking middle of Nevada somewhere where there's old abandoned mines are, and they go climb into the mines. And dude, these videos will freak you the
okay,
hell out. Like they're
I
so
there's
scary.
there's a YouTuber guy out there. He bought a mine like somewhere in the California, Nevada area,
Mm-hmm.
and he like climbs through them and everything. That's
Yeah.
my
There's
fear's
this
gonna
one
fall.
mine. I saw this video recently. There's this one mine in Nevada up north somewhere, and they used it as like a landfill after the mine was done. So there's like all these old ass cars just like shoved in the back of this mine,
Okay,
and it's all filled up with water at this point because the groundwater came up. So it's
yeah.
like you go in there and you can go and swim, and you're just like surrounded by all these like 1950s and 1940s
Oh wow.
cars and stuff. It's crazy, dude. I
Imagine
love
if
those
those were
videos.
like saved. It'd probably be really cool.
It would be fun,
Cars.
but yeah, I don't think there's any way for them to get them out without destroying them. But yeah,
Well,
it's so cool.
I do have other thing to show you. That's a
Okay.
little on the creepy side. R2 sent it to me.
All right.
So you know how there was like supposed to be a moon launch on
Yeah,
Monday?
did that happen the other day?
No, they canceled it.
Of course they did.
Fuel leak or something. And then they're supposed to do it on Friday again. So we on after the weekend on Monday we did the review of Apollo 13, and as you know, at that time we were kind of racing with the Russians to beat them to the moon.
Right.
So on that stream, Rick mentioned like, "Hey, have you ever heard the recording of or the conspiracy of like the lost cosmonaut?" So apparently, this is like a really crazy story. So apparently, allegedly, there are some Soviet cosmonauts that were put up into space, and then some accident happened, and they just ended up floating in space.
Okay.
Like that movie, what was it, Galaxy or something? But like or Gravity, where they're just floating in space.
Yeah, yeah.
And they would pick up heartbeats or like people talking.
What?
Yeah, so we don't have time to do the longer video, but I do want to show you this. And apparently, this is a real transmission. So people like built there were 2 scientists that built a radio, like handmade radio, and they wanted to hear into space back then. And they picked up some of these translations, and they're like, "This is very strange for coming from up there." Some people say it's real. Some people say it's a theory. It's just like Bigfoot, but let's see if I can get this going here. But so, and then this is another YouTube video. So I'll start from
Is it translated? Like, is there subtitles?
Yeah. Here we go. So
the space race was between Soviet Union.
So yeah, so the space race, and then we obviously went up in the heavens and everything, went up in the moon and did all that, but however, there was some like really bad stuff that happened to the Soviet Union. So those are the
radio technology. Okay.
Yeah, so those are the 2 brothers that built the radio, so they were receiving these transmissions. So.
Yeah, yeah.
So the way you're hearing in the background is one of those transmissions.
1961, so 8 years before the moon landing.
Yeah.
I love this stuff. This is so cool.
Well, I have a longer video too.
Female voice in distress.
Yeah.
This is considered to be the correct translation. Well, that should be
probably
easy to
paid her
find out.
rubles.
this way. Our transmission begins now.
She's falling through the atmosphere.
Yeah. I didn't know there was female cosmonauts.
Yeah, I know, right?
I didn't know that. That's interesting. I wonder if we can verify that. I feel hot. Yeah, it's freaking hot. Yeah.
And
so never acknowledged this alleged incident. Okay, so that's not like a UFO thing. They just left that poor lady up there to burn then, basically, and they were like, that never happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Chernobyl, you know.
All right. Yeah. The Soviets were real shady about like disclosing information. They didn't want anybody to think that they were weak at all. So yeah, I could totally understand. Like,
well,
that seems legit.
Yeah, when I was researching it, they set up a dog, and then no one knew what happened to the dog.
Oh, they killed the dog. Dog's dead.
Like the whole thing, like it never came back down. Something really bad happened. There's people have said that they picked up transmissions of like heartbeats, and they're just possibly just floating out there, or were floating out there. Whoever knows what they're doing now. So,
well, by now they probably would have re-entered the atmosphere and just burned up.
That's what we were talking about on Monday. We were thinking like you would freeze, right? Because you would still have oxygen for a little bit.
There's some, surprisingly enough, there is some debate on exactly what would happen to you if you ended up in space with like no real suit to no fake atmosphere. And some people say you wouldn't necessarily do anything like you would in the movies. Like, oh, you're not going to freeze instantly. Yes, it's cold, but there's no. How we get cold on Earth is because of the atmosphere. The air will basically take our heat away from us. But in space, there's no atmosphere to do that. So technically, you wouldn't lose heat the same way you would down here. So you wouldn't just freeze. There's no pressure keeping the oxygen in your lungs in because there's zero atmosphere out there. So the pressure that you have in your lungs would probably collapse. If you hold your breath, you might be able to live a little bit longer. But it's all speculation.
Yeah, so I wonder how real that Gravity movie is. But
I think Neil deGrasse Tyson pretty much debunked that whole video. I watched a breakdown of him doing that one time.
He likes to.
I do have a UFO story if you guys want to hear it. I saw somewhere in the comments somebody was like, ask him about UFOs.
If you have time, I can't. I do have to mention someone did leave me a $5 tip.
What? That's awesome.
Yeah, but the name is suspect. I'm sus on this name, so it's pretty sure I might know who it is. But thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. Poop scoop McThump dump. Thanks. I really like that. Thank you.
Perfect.
$5. Yeah, it's always good to be tipped on YouTube, right? It makes you feel.
It does. People are very generous.
Yeah, I don't know how people like drop like hundreds of dollars. I'm like, whoa,
dude, you see these big time YouTubers, and I'm like, how is this happening right now? They make like $800 on a live stream. I'm like, this is freaking insane, dude.
Yeah.
The most I've ever. Never mind. Yeah, go ahead.
Most ever. What were we gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say like we were at the Star Trek convention and we had a live stream going, and that was the one time I think we generated $300 total but it was like a 6-hour live stream though, so it was like over the course of many hours. Yeah. But that was really cool. It does make you feel pretty freaking good.
It does, right?
Yeah.
It makes you, like you said early in the stream, when people show up to your live chats, watch your videos, even though, in the grand scheme thing, like 30 views may not be a lot to someone who watches YouTube a lot. Like, oh, it's, it might, according to like other big timers out there, it might be little, but it just makes you feel good because 30 people watched it. So, so you got to respect all those people that do. So,
yeah. For sure.
So you have a UFO
I do.
story.
My last story, and then I got to bounce. But so I've never
images or video.
No, this is just going to be me talking. So you can call bullshit if you want. I totally understand. People in the comments might say it's total crap, which is fine. But I was at my parents' house, which is about 2 miles away from where I live right now, and they have a pool in their backyard. So I was over there, and it was nighttime, summer. And I was floating in the pool. The kids had already gotten out, and I was out there by myself just enjoying some quiet time. And I was like just looking up into the sky while I'm floating around on a freaking pool noodle or whatever. And I'm not one to immediately go, oh, that's a UFO. I think there's a lot of explanations for what people see out there. But I will say, for the first time ever, I looked up and I was like, that doesn't look like anything I've ever seen before. This is really weird. So what I saw, and this is very stereotypical, which is another thing that makes it sound not credible, but what I saw was a series of lights in a triangle, but it wasn't a plane. I live right next to I live right next to McCarran Airport. I know what a plane I know what a plane looks like, and I know what a plane sounds like.
Right.
This thing had
what year?
It was before I started the podcast, so it had to have been.
Was it
like
pre-drones?
2015 or so. So there could have been drones, but this was big. This is pretty big.
Big, okay.
Unless it was like a bunch of drones in a formation, which is
you
very
live
possible.
By Area 51, so
Area 51 and also Nellis Air Force Base. I live not too far away from as well. And this thing was completely quiet. There was no sound, and it just floated and like hovered across the sky for a few minutes. And I was like staring at it in disbelief, like I'm not looking at this right now. This is weird. Like it's not a plane. It's not making any noise. I don't hear any kind of like drone, the buzzing sound. It's just real slowly and calmly floating across the sky, a little 9-dotted light triangle, and it just disappeared. Not disappeared like it's vanished, but like it just went out of my line of sight. And I was like, that's the first time I've ever seen anything that I would consider a UFO. And it like I wasn't scared.
Wow.
I was just like, that's really interesting.
So it came into the triangle, and then you saw it, and it kind of took off.
Well, no, it didn't take off. It just literally just hovered over the pool.
Away. Some people say that they zip.
Yeah, I've heard that too. No, it didn't do anything extreme. It came into my sight, and I was looking at it, and I was like, oh, that looks like a plane, but it's not making any noise, and it's not flashing like a normal plane would. And then I saw it a little bit more clearly as I got overhead, and it was in a perfectly like formatted triangle, and it just kept on going until it was out of sight. It was crazy.
I do live in the Phoenix area, and we had the
Phoenix lights. Yeah,
so I did see that when I was a kid. So I'm not gonna say that you didn't see what you saw, because when we saw those, my mom was like freaking out. Like we were like, because we live by. I mean, we have Luke Air Force Base out here. We have a couple other bases that fly the jets, and we even have a helicopter, Black Hawk helicopter base, close to one of the airports. So everybody thought first it was those, but the way they moved and the way they kind of sat there, wouldn't it be a helicopter? So
that's what like everything that I know of. Like I said, I live right next to the airport, so I see airplanes come in and out all the time. And everything that I've seen, there was no reference for what I was looking at. I'm like, this is different. There's something different about it. I'm not saying it was a flying saucer or it came from Mars or anything like that. It very well could have been just like a series of drones or something like that, or maybe a formation of planes that like military planes or something that were just super high. But it just, to me, it looked like it was really close to me.
Yeah.
And it had like 9 or 10 lights in the shape of a triangle, and it just freaking flew by completely silently. And I was like, wow, that's the first time I've ever seen something like that. That's really freaking cool. So
when you see something that like kind of like you're not expected to see, it does take you back a little bit. It's like I've seen like comments and stuff, but I've never came across a Bigfoot.
Have you ever seen Elon Musk?
I think I've seen those lights. So.
Have you ever seen Elon Musk's Starlink, his internet Starlink satellites?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
A couple of years ago, when I was up at work in the mountains, that came across our horizon, like it was overhead, and it was before I really knew about it. Like it wasn't like in the news that I had seen. It wasn't on Twitter or anything like that. And we just saw like this real long string of white lights through the sky, and I was like, "This is freaking crazy! What is that?" And then, that night I Googled it real quick, and I found out it was freaking Elon Musk, and I was like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, there was a minute there where
if you didn't know who Elon was, and you saw that, and you were like, "You probably, like, all right, Independence Day, here we go."
I'd be out there rubbing sticks together, being like, "The gods have returned," like freaking out.
Yeah, it's like Independence Day, right? When everyone goes up top of the building and
yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be one of those people. I'm the go to the woods type. If anything really bad happens,
Me too.
The woods. I'm beelining it for a rural area, like the Yukon Territory in Canada or something. I'll just be buried somewhere out there.
Yeah,
building tree forts.
We've talked about that.
Yeah.
City life is cool, but it's hard to get away, and
you need an escape plan for sure.
Yeah. So before we, it's okay, Dan. It's okay you're late. At least you showed up. Appreciate it, man. Before we wrap up, someone did have a question for you.
Okay, cool.
I need a suggestion. Should I get a beer or wine tonight?
What did you have for dinner? I guess I should probably just go. Let's see. It was a swamp gas, Alex. Yeah, for sure. Beer or wine? It really depends. It depends on what you had for dinner. It also depends on what kind of wine you have on hand. I prefer sangria because I'm a weak bitch when it comes to wine. I just want grape juice that gets me drunk. That's all. I don't want.
Yeah, I like the reds.
Yeah, but beer is always nice. I've got a Michelob in the fridge waiting for me right now.
I usually have a beer before or on this show. So
yeah. I would say just off the top of my head, go with a beer because I don't know what kind of wine you have, and wine's real hit or miss for me. Beer's always good. You can always go with a beer.
You may just have like a wine cooler, and then he'll hate you forever. So.
Yeah. Well, hey man, if you got one of those, you're rich. So.
I meant a wine cooler, like those.
The little tiny wine cooler things. Somebody's laughing at me for drinking sangria. Shut up. Sangria is good.
Andre is.
Yeah, it's sangria. Sangria is good, man. I can polish off a whole bottle myself. It's amazing. It's good stuff.
It is good.
It's very good. It tastes amazing.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. This has been fun. I would definitely like to have you on again. So if you are interested in joining that Bigfoot panel, it would be great. So
yeah, it'd be fun.
We can figure that out after this. But is there anything going on that you want to kind of hype up?
I think most of the people in the chat right now are already already know who I am and visit my channel often. But I'll just remind you guys, we are doing a live stream every Monday morning. We're talking about the new House of the Dragon.
That's new
show.
though. So you haven't. That's like you don't normally do that on Monday morning. So
yeah, this is a new show. So what we're trying to do something a little different and see if we can grow the show a little bit and get a new audience. So Monday morning audience with Game of Thrones. We have a new panelist that's not on our main podcast. His name is Charles. Super knowledgeable guy. He's a writer. He's also a big Game of Thrones fan, so he has a ton of knowledge about the books. He's going to be gone this week, but we have a very special guest. I'm going to announce it here for the first time, JT. We are having Natalie Bronfman, who is the costume designer from Jason Momoa's TV show C on Apple TV. She also has a huge catalog of other shows that she's done the costumes for.
Wow.
She has agreed to come on the panel and talk to us about Game of Thrones on Monday. So we're really looking forward to having her on. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Broba says, "Who is this guy?"
I don't know. He has a fantastic beard, though. I'll tell you that much.
I think he's referring to you.
Me? Oh, who is this guy? Me? I'm nobody. Not a single. Nobody needs to know who I am. I don't have
It's funny that you mentioned that I have a fantastic beard.
If you need to know somebody's name, just ask me.
Who's that?
That is Beardy.
Beardy.
That's not his real name. That's just what I call him.
I love that show.
So on that note, I'm going to wrap it up here. Again, you can catch me on After the Weekend as well with Rick and Maria. We are reviewing the Hobbit cartoon. So we're going to try to ride that Lord of the Rings algorithm that you talked about earlier. Yep. But we're going to do the good one, the Hobbit cartoon. So if you want to stop by After the Weekend, check our review there. And then next Wednesday, I'm having a guest on named Yeti Yef. So I'm not sure if you know him or not, but he's a pretty wild character.
Sounds like a guy who believes in Bigfoot.
Yeah, no, amongst other things. So yeah, so it would be exciting. I can't wait to have him on. So yeah, again, I'm enjoying talking to other YouTubers, podcasters, Twitchers like yourself. It's been fun. Get to talk about other things that other people don't do on a common daily basis, like movies, and so we just chat about silly stuff. So I
dig
appreciate you coming on, and everyone else, thanks again for coming up tonight. Make sure you hit that like and share to your friends if they weren't able to come tonight. And if you're new here, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. You can expect some more bad graphic design and some good laughs and Bigfoot. So on that note, I'm going to say good night.